professional truck driver. I'm based out of Windsor. I drive long haul all the way from Canada to US and sometimes up to Mexico. So I drive, basically reefers, vans, and everything, all sort of stuff. It's a pretty interesting job. If anyone is interested, sure, let us know. My company name is Arctic Bay Transport.
Okay.
And we do hire drivers, and there's quite a good money in it.
So, you don't have a car yourself, like a truck for yourself, right? It's just whatever they give you to drive for that day?
Yeah, it's basically, I get my own truck, I have to drive it. It's kind of a personal car kind of thing, and I get used to, I have three trucks that I have drove so far.
Okay.
And either be it manual or automatic. So it's quite interesting. So you get your own vehicle for the whole trip.
Yeah.
And so your trip can be for 3 days, for 4 days, 7 days. It depends how far you go.
But it's usually at least 2 or 3 days.
Yes, most of the time 2 or 3 days. It really depends where you go, because if you go to California or somewhere around that area,
right,
it's quite far. So it usually take about 10 days to come back.
So have you gone to California before?
Yes, been I'll say mostly all 48 in the US, and for all South states in Canada too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just except New Brunswick.
You've been everywhere but New Brunswick.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense, man. So you must go to very interesting places on the way, especially in the States, right?
Yes, it's quite interesting. I have to see. The only thing I like about this job is I just love to see the scenery, have to meet different people, and just share different knowledge.
So are you taking the same routes every time, or is it
no,
different ones every time?
I can choose the same routes, but most of the time in summer I just choose to be different, because there is more money out there in doing long runs in summer than in winters. So I just like to do from here, Windsor, Ontario to Laredo, Texas, or California.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes to New York too. So
and is it just you in the car, or is it
just me?
Okay, because I've heard of other people I've talked to. They said they take shifts and the other guy sleeps at the top.
Yes, that's right too. That's called team driver.
Okay.
So there's 2 drivers driving the same truck, so one at a time.
Right.
And so whenever one of the guys sleeps, the other one is
driving.
The truck.
Yeah.
And yes, that is quite common too in couples. I'll say sometimes brothers run that too.
Interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know that there was couples, but that makes perfect sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So what do you do for sleep? Is it motels and whatnot, or?
Yeah, we can choose motels as well. Most of the time, so our business is super regulated by federal laws. So we have to take sleeps as well. So after every 11 hours of driving, you have to take at least 10 hours sleep constant. And yes, I do. For example, if I run 70 hours in 1 week, I have to take at least 36 hours off. So during that time, most of the time I take motels, and otherwise I sleep in my truck. I just like my environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the hardest part of the job?
It's being away from the family.
Yeah?
Yeah, so that's the only thing I can say, because you miss some of the occasions that, for example, I just missed my nephew's birthday.
Right.
So that's quite a big thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just miss the occasions, sometimes parties, and yeah, medical is, for example, if you need medical assistance sometimes, you're very far away from your home, so that can be quite a problem.
Right, because you're in the States and you don't have insurance there, right?
Yes.
So what would happen if that has that happened to you before or no?
It has happened, but I was very close to Canada at that time.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I just went to Walmart pharmacy, just took whatever it takes me to run down here.
So what had happened to you? Can I ask, like, what had happened that you?
Yeah. So I have my own insurance now.
No, I'm asking, like, what happened to you? Like, you said something happened to you.
Okay, so I have my stomach upset.
Okay.
I have food poisoning.
Okay.
So just because of that, I was sick for one or kind of 2 days now, and then I was feeling very upset from my stomach, and I was having vomiting and all that.
Right.
And
I'm guessing that might have to do with all the road food, right?
road food, yes, exactly, that too as well. That counts. So just the only thing I was thinking about is have to go home somehow.
Get back to Canada as soon as possible.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, as soon as I entered Canada, I was like, okay, let's go.
Free healthcare, here I come.
Yeah, I have to come here.
Okay. Alright. So the hardest part is being away from your family. That's not too
Yes.
bad. Like,
Yeah, for some time, for single person, yeah.
that sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's super good, and yeah, the money is good too, so it's not bad.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty good, man. What's your favorite place to go to on your trips? If there's any, like, do you get to, like, if you wanted to stop somewhere, like,
Yes.
say you're going to California, you wanted to stop in, I don't know, pick a state in between here and there, New Mexico, whatever. Like, if you
Yes.
wanted to, like, do like a little vacation for yourself, is that possible or no?
Yes, I've been, like, whenever I run to Florida,
Okay.
most of the time I take day off and go to beach.
Okay.
So the favorite part is the city I've been, like, I've been there 3 times now. It's Melbourne, Florida.
Okay.
So I've been there 3 times, and yeah, just because it's super feasible for me to go there, I have to park my truck, and it's super close to the beach and all that.
Right.
And yeah, so Florida is one of my favorite, and then the second will be Colorado, Denver.
Right.
Yes. So
Okay.
during the summer, just like the greenery and all that.
And you can choose, like, which one of these destinations to go to beforehand, right?
Yes.
So is there, like, a quota too? Like, you have to do a certain number of trips, or it's just like however, like, freelance, like?
It's kind of freelance, but you have to run most efficiently to use your hours maximum, to utilize it, and you have to spend your time with.
But if you don't, if you just, like,
If you're
you
just
want to do it for fun,
Yeah, if you're
then
just
it's fine.
over the road driver, it's totally up to you.
interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yes, and there are quite a few type of trucking as well. I think you have seen, like, the box truck. That's called drive-in division, and then there's a refrigerator kind of thing in the front.
Right.
It's a reefer division, and then there's a flat top on which they are securing the load on. And that's a flatbed division. So you really choose what you like, and yeah, there's money in all 3. So yeah, it's kind of an option. You have to try all, and then you see which one suits you. So
That's pretty interesting, man. So, like, I guess another question is, like, how do you kill time while you're on the road? I'm guessing, like, sometimes it's not very interesting, right?
yeah, it's sometimes it's like, okay, I have to call my friend, a buddy, or someone else that I know.
You're just on the phone.
Yeah, just over the phone. Use my headsets and all the time. And
Right.
then, otherwise, if I'm just too bored, I have to. You may have seen, like, some of the truck drivers have pets as well. They just they can take the pets along with them. Even the border crossing, like, they just have to take the extra paperwork with
A
it.
pet, like a dog.
A dog, yes.
Interesting.
So I'm just thinking about it.
I didn't know that that's a thing.
Yeah, you can take the pet along as well. I just have to show all the proper documentation and all that. But so I'm just thinking about it. I'm not sure if I
Get a pet?
Yeah, get a pet, like the small one.
You could.
Yeah, which doesn't use that much of energy or so.
Right.
Because if you're just not just spending time with the pet, and yeah, your pet's gonna get bored and it's gonna be like, okay, let's go run. So you have to choose a pet that's like quite small as well. So like a Chihuahua.
Maybe, I don't know, man. Like, if I was picking a dog, I would not go for any small dog at all. I feel like small dogs are all scumbags, like,
Yeah,
without
I know.
exception. But,
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm just thinking too much. Like, okay, what should I do?
yeah, I think
I
if
just
you're
have-
gonna get a dog, get a big dog. Again, I know very little about dogs.
Yeah,
But-
I'm
yeah.
just curious. Like, okay, what other drivers do and what's the suggestion?
Right,
So that's the only thing I'm just thinking about.
right.
But yeah,
Okay. Man, this is like, honestly, this is making me think like that, like, I might want to do this.
yeah.
Dude, what kind of license do you need? Like, you need a special license, right? For all three,
Yes,
or?
in Ontario it's class AZ.
Right.
AZ, yes.
And there's a class for that, like a.
You have to train yourself at a driving training school, and you have to spend certain hours in the school,
Okay.
learn backing up and all that, and yeah, that's everything.
So, how much does it cost to get this license?
About 5,000-6,000 here in Ontario, but it's a lot higher in the west states like in Saskatchewan and Alberta. I got my license in Alberta and it was like 8,500 at that time.
But like, it'll work both places, right?
Yeah, it works the same. It doesn't really matter.